The dark side of prepping. Some take the practice of prepping too far. What starts as a way to make sure you are prepared for an emergency turns into psychological issues that shove people out of your life.
Hello and welcome back to Off Grid Style. I'm Nikki. Today we are going to be discussing something kind of sad, but definitely out there, and that is the dark side of prepping. There is a dark side to the preparedness world. It is a subculture to a certain degree. So that is what we're going to be discussing today is what the heck is this dark side? What's it about? And do you know anybody that is kind of on this side? Let's find out. So there are a lot of pitfalls and potential ethical concerns with those that have an overemphasis on preparedness. Those that kind of go a little or a lot overboard on the whole preparedness concept. It is a turning, if you will, to the dark side of what, again, for most of us is something that is a part of our lives, but it isn't overwhelming our lives. And hey, while you're here, if you would do me a huge favor, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It tells YouTube that we're doing the right thing and we can do more of this for you. And it is, in a lot of instances, the reason why preppers as a whole get a bad name is because of this turning to the dark side of certain people. One of the darker aspects to prepping is the potential for fear and paranoia to become part of your daily life and existence, where it becomes noticeable to other people. It may become debilitating. It may become obsessive, where you are just so paranoid and so fearful about what is going to happen that you can't keep it from anybody. You know, while a reasonable level of concern for potential emergencies is normal and essential, and people should be watching the news, listening to what's going on in the world, the potential conflicts that are happening, or actually really are happening, not just potentially, those should be causes for concern and causes for thought process of, okay, what do I do if? Some people absolutely obsess over this to the point where they are focused so badly or so much on the worst case scenario that they cause themselves so much anxiety, it becomes unhealthy for them. Some preppers become so consumed by this fear and by this worry that it can actually negatively impact their mental health and their relationships with others. And then we have hoarding and selfishness. And then so a lot of preppers obviously get things, they accumulate products, if you will, that are going to help them in their preparedness journey. It involves the accumulation of supplies. It's a very sensible approach to make sure that you are safe in the case of an emergency. But there is a very fine line between sensible preparation and hoarding. This behavior can lead to a breakdown in trust of family members, loved ones, friends, anybody that is part of this type of prepper's life. The emphasis on self-sufficiency in prepping, which we all to a certain degree embrace, whatever you might do, need to let me know how much you believe in self-sufficiency, whatever it might be. It can inadvertently promote isolationism, where you just don't trust anybody. Some preppers may completely withdraw from their communities. This is probably where the myth about all of us being hermits comes from. They view others with suspicion. What do you want from me? Kind of attitude. They adopt a mindset of every person for themselves. And this isolationism that this person exudes hurts every prepper or every person who wants to be prepared. It also hurts the cooperative spirit of most preppers. The idea of having like-minded individuals gather together, well, who wants to deal with the hoarder and the one who is suspicious of everybody? No one. So it hurts in a lot of other ways as well besides just hurting this one person. Fear-driven marketing can lead people to invest in unnecessary or overpriced products and they prey on actual genuine concerns to get people to spend their money. Now let's talk about ethics. Now, in preparing and in the pursuit of getting prepared, many people face ethical dilemmas, especially concerning how you acquire resources. In an SHTF situation is one prime. How do you get the resources you need that you don't have or have run out of in an SHTF situation? And there is a line, a real fine line, between responsibly sourcing your supplies and engaging in the type of activity that would be questionable, if not downright unethical, like hoarding or price gouging during times of scarcity. So how do you mitigate the aspects of the dark side of prepping? How do you address it? How do you deal with it for yourself, and how do you deal with it in others? One way is to emphasize community building. This is a good idea anyway, but encouraging other preppers and yourself to build a strong community and collaborate with neighbors and others helps foster a sense of shared responsibility and cooperation, and it stops that whole isolationist hermit mentality. Promoting mental health awareness. Understanding and acknowledging the psychological impact that dealing with these thoughts of impending doom that to a certain degree we all have to deal with. Understanding how that can start to grate on you after a while, and promoting healthy options to mitigate that. Like, okay, you take a break. Let's go to the beach. Let's go to the mountains. Let's go for a drive, whatever it might be. That's going to help with the mental health, and that's important as well. So while prepping is very important, everyone should be prepared to some degree, whatever degree they're comfortable with, but everybody should be prepared. It helps foster resilience in SHTF type situations, but it is essential. You've got to acknowledge that there is this dark side, and we've all met somebody who belongs to that dark side of prepping, or perhaps we've watched them, perhaps we've read something from them, whatever you might have experienced, it's there. We need to acknowledge that, and we need to do our best to stop it and nip it in the bud. Well, let me know what you thought. Like, comment, and subscribe. I always answer back. I'm curious to hear what you have to say, what your experiences are, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.